why loving you is killing me for the Pisces riser. Hey, I'm the birthday coach, Jeremy Ryan, saying you were born for more. You deserve more love, happiness, and success. And I help you do that with the secrets of astrology. Probably some of the most idealistic, romantic, true soulmate lovers of the zodiac is the Pisces rising. And I just want to, for a second, talk about why Pisces can love their partners to their own detriment. Why Pisces can literally kill themselves for their soulmate when they're in love. And this is simply because Pisces, if that's your rising sign, is that's in your first house, that is the core identity of who you are. Pisces is the most idealistic, the most romantic. You know, we always take a look at, Taurus and Libra as Venus, Venus being the sign of love. But Neptune, which rules Pisces, is the highest. Venus is exalted, it's lifted up because it is a spiritual, it's an otherworldly, it is a soulful connection that says, when we talk about soulmates, and there's got to be something of spirit there. And that's why Pisces pours all of their spirit, their emotions. Spirit is all around us, but it's also what's really deep inside of us, and it flows through us, and we feel the current. And so when we're Pisces in love, right, they got this creativity because love is flowing, and love is what? Love brings life. Love brings joy. But love many times brings death for a Pisces riser. And why is that? Is because the first house is where you're at. Here's, you look at the chart. First house right here, that ascendant, that rising sign, that first house is looking directly across to the seventh house. So the first house is looking to the seventh house. And so that means Pisces rising, that idealism, that healing, compassionate, sacrificial, caring energy that is part of your core makeup, it is directly looking across to the seventh house of marriage, is directly putting its energy, its focus, its devotion into the marriage, its devotion into the committed relationships. And nowadays we have a lot of, people don't get married. They have live-in marriages, people that are engaged forever. But the seventh is that significant relationship, that committed relationship, that soulful, let's build a life relationship. And so Pisces is taking all of that energy and is throwing that idealism into the person that you think that you want to say, this is my significant other. Well, what's bad with that, Jeremy? Why is loving you killing me sometimes for a Pisces riser? Because we know that Neptune is your chart ruler. And we know that, unfortunately, Neptune is the farthest planet away. It's an outer generational planet. It's far away from Earth. Earth doesn't operate like Neptune. Earth operates a whole more like Venus and Mars, and that's why you hear all that fighting and bickering and passionate love, which sounds good. But for the Neptunian soul, the Pisces souls, man, the way they want to be in love, the way that they're willing to sacrifice themselves in love is not the way that normal boyfriends and girlfriends and husbands and wives, the normal way, or this is just, a man's man and a woman's woman. This is how men and women mingle. This is how we do things. No, Pisces doesn't do that. And so what happens is Pisces, because it is the healing sign, it is the sacrificial sign, it is the sign of compassion, it subconsciously is throwing that energy into the seventh. And so it will pick people many times that are damaged, either in drugs or they're emotionally cold, because Pisces is a nurturing sign. And so many times what it's doing, it's emotionally nurturing people. And so many times people that are emotionally cold are attracted to Pisces because they know that intuitively Pisces helps them to feel something. Pisces helps them to accept themselves, to love themselves. So many people do not love themselves on this planet, and that's why there's drugs, and that's why there's all this adultery. And I'm not saying anything if you want multiple partners, but what I am saying is so many people are trying to drown the pain with distractions because they don't have self-love. They don't have self-validation. They don't have self-respect because they've been attacked and belittled and brought down for so much that when these damaged partners find a Pisces riser that is unconditionally loving, that supports and believes, because Pisces is one of those signs of faith. It's that 12th house of spirituality. It's also co-ruler Jupiter, faith. So when a damaged person finds this Pisces riser that seems to believe in them truly, deeply, and unconditionally, well, they want to latch onto that Pisces person. And the Pisces person that naturally likes to be needed, that likes to feel the flow of energy coming out of them. Notice in the scriptures, not that I'm a Bible bumper or thumper, but Jesus, who was a healer, who was the original Pisces 2,000 years ago, example of a Pisces energy, when he was walking through the crowd, they said a woman with an issue of blood, she had a very crippling disease. She reached out and touched the Pisces energy. She touched Jesus, and Jesus stopped the crowd and said, "Whoa, somebody touched me, for I felt virtue. I felt healing. I felt love being activated throughout my body." And so Pisces, when they feel their love being activated, when they feel their energy being activated, when they feel their compassion being activated, it brings a bonding with that 7th house person. But if the person's damaged, Pisces, you could be killing your own self trying to save another. And that's where the Pisces energy it goes wrong. We got all the planets and all the energy in us, but your core identity, the energy you rise in of unconditional love and compassion and soulmate desire and romance, if you're not careful, you're going to marry damage. It's okay to minister to damaged people, but you don't want to marry damaged people. You don't want to marry people that aren't capable of meeting you back, mirroring back, reflecting back, healing. Because remember, 1st house is looking at 7th. The 7th needs to bounce back the energy of love, of compassion, of believing in you, Pisces, unconditionally, having faith in you, Pisces. But what happens if that 7th house person isn't whole, isn't well, isn't, dealt with their own childhood issues? They're not going to mirror back the healing, the unconditional love, the compassion. What they're going to mirror back to you is their suffering, their pain, and they're going to project their hurt. So at first, Pisces riser, they can love bomb you. They can just be all over you because they love that energy. But because they haven't dealt with their own inner demons, it gets to the point where, okay, I don't want to rise to the level that this Pisces person believes in me. I don't want to commit to the level that this Pisces person's willing to sacrifice for me. So what do? They become cold. They become distant. Remember the 12th house, right? That 12th house is the furthest away from the 1st. And so as a Pisces riser, that 7th house person, instead of showing you the healing, showing you unconditional love, showing you creativity and passion, what they start showing you is the isolation part of Pisces, and the depression part of Pisces, and the avoidance part of Pisces. And what happens with that is this, because you've already idealistically bounded with this 7th house person, you've already imprinted your soul with their soul, it's not easy for you to ever just walk away from that. It's not easy for you to just pull that apart, right? Remember, Jesus, the Piscean, crucified himself for the whole world. Man, that happens to so many Pisces people. They crucify themselves in the name of love. They crucify themselves in the name of marriage. They crucify themselves in the name of healing, compassion, creativity, inspiration. And yes, every marriage and every relationship takes work, and every relationship takes forgiveness. But Pisces, sometimes you forgive too much, and you love too much to where it is loving them is killing you. How do you know this? Because no longer are you feeling whole and healing and feeling uplifted spiritually. You're feeling drained. You're feeling depressed. You're feeling isolated. You're feeling abandoned. You're feeling rejected. But you can't break. You can't break because you have this idealistic idea that if you love someone, you love them no matter what. But Pisces, your love, it can be a way shower. It is healing. It is compassionate. But it isn't for everyone that is damaged and hurt and not willing to rise above their pain, to be transformed into their pain and live out their purpose. So what happens is you see that rose-colored glasses, Pisces, you start seeing the potential of your 7th house mate, but not the reality. That's where the confusion is. I'm confused. Do I leave him? Do I stay? Does she mean this or she does that? Everything becomes vague in the relationship. The relationship doesn't feel solid. It feels vague, and that vague brings confusion. And Pisces, you can't keep living in unclarity. It hurts to think that this person doesn't love you to the degree that you love them. It hurts to think that they're sick and never will get well, and that maybe you wasted all that energy. But Pisces, you need a friend to tell you right now that if this damaged person that you're dating is draining your energy and they're not taking responsibility, they're not trying to get the help that they need, then you don't need to stay in that relationship if it's going to kill you. You don't need to do that. You need to say, you know what? I surrender. Because Pisces is the sign of surrender. Some of you are hearing me right now and you know you're in a situation where you're loving someone that is too damaged because you're just attracted as a healer to damaged people. And you need to hear this message tonight. I'm right by this water. What's the message you need to hear? Surrender. Surrender to the universe. And say it's okay to let go. It's okay to have a loss. It's okay to even say this is a lesson of how powerful my love is. How powerful that I'm able to love people that aren't capable of loving me. But how even more powerful that I surrender this relationship and I say, all right, I'm not going to kill myself anymore. I'm going to, when it comes to the 7th house significant other, I'm going to say, you know what? A little more clarity. Are they meeting my energy of compassion, forgiveness, closeness, intimacy, spirituality? Are they inspiring me? If not, I'll surrender them to go their way, because I know Spirit ultimately will bring me someone that does love me, that's out of this world. Namaste.